Here I am, Leon C., aka Morpheus. And you are here today listening to the Academy of Wowman. And I am your professor. I got a treat for you today. I'm going to read something to you. This is based on my audio called Do It Yourself Dummy. See, I've been speaking to several people about this discussion about bullying. When I talked about how there are some girls who are actually hurt by other girls. See, we got a dogma and a stigma that is always men who are always abusive, or high school boys or teenage boys or college students who are abusive to the girls. What we clearly don't understand and don't want to understand because we love the negative narrative. See, in this new generation that we have today, this new scenario that we have, we love always having an equal enemy. We love having this idea that there is God, there's devil, there's Superman, Lex Luthor, there's up and down, there's left and right, there's right and wrong. And the ones who are sheeple, slow-minded, redundant sloths who don't belong here in the academy, but they're here anyway, need to be here to learn something. Love negativity. There are groups of women who love to hate on men just for being a man. And when television or the movies identify men to be ruthless, heartless, evil, abusive, drunk, lazy, there are groups of women who cash in on that. Or you can talk about, and a lot of us know about this, the stigma of considering brown-skinned men to be lazy, to be useless, to be the always a criminal, always doing wrong. He's always the dope dealer in a movie. He's always considered to be this lowest hanging fruit that no woman should want to be with because of the dogma and the stigma that has been provided to you by social engineering in your environment. And so this psychology, again, has always been used as a engineering tool for your society and the people around you, who will automatically judge an individual based on the programming that have been embedded in their minds by their television, by some of, not all of, but some of the social media and other type of programming that have been targeting the opposite person, such as maybe the opposite color or, again, the opposite gender. But us and our dumb mentality, we got so much we have so many PhDs, so many degrees in stupidity, where we can't open up our mind to the reality that is before us because we don't want to accept it. It isn't always what they want to put before you to tell you who the enemy is. It's usually the insider who's the enemy. It's usually the person who is broadcasting. It's like when they try to say that black men are lazy or black men are no good, black men are uneducated, black men don't know how to take care of or provide for their children. OK, it's those who point their finger at the black men who is the enemy themselves, not the black men or the colored men or the brown skinned men, whatever you want to call them, which is actually brown skinned men, realistically, just dark brown or light brown. OK, so then only mind blocked, silly, small minded individuals will actually be distracted to look at these brown skinned men and accept the programming. Smart people, those who think outside the box, who independent thinkers, and they're not cheap, they'll realize it's a program to destroy the brown skinned man. Or in this case, to destroy a male in particular, no matter whether he's brown skinned or he is light skinned or he is from Jupiter, for people who are stupider in this generation. OK, the whole idea is for this segment of women, not all of them, but a segment of women who have been hurt, who have who loves to live by false perception and have low expectation and have unrealistic standards will enjoy the idea of all men being bracketed in a specific group based on the dogma and the deception that's been programmed in the environment. And it takes meeting the crossroads in order to realize that the story is wrong. What that means is it takes meeting it for yourself. That means you have to, usually when you have your awakening is when you encounter that very person or that very subject, and it isn't what you was told that it was. You was lied to. You'll meet a brown skinned man and he'll be the most loving person that you ever encounter. He'll be like a big brown bear who can protect you and open up the door and take care of you at the same time and love you just as much if love was possible. I didn't say it was. I said if love was possible, he would be able to do so. But the problem is he's not able to because there are some people who aren't lovable. The same as the white man as well. He too has his own issues where he have this perspective, or you got this program in a society where he's always the success. He's always the one doing right. He's always the one who's holding down the job and know how to take care of their kids or family, who isn't going to be the criminal, who's considered as the Superman flying around and doing all kind of great things. But there are plenty of women who come across this situation and they are completely disappointed, or they'll find out the social dogma and the intricate programming that has been bleeded into their mind ever since they was a child was false. Because every villain have to have a hero, and every hero always have to have a villain. That's anthropomorphic idealism and a psychological programming that's been played upon our mind for decades after decades, and only idiots continue to go by it. I had to go on a rant for a minute there because I hear a lot of negativity today where it is always that mentality where there's always there's a evil and then there's a good. But you need to understand those who are pointing out the evil usually are the evil ones, or those who are pointing out the good is usually the evil ones themselves, depending on the situation. Because it's called programming instead of stating fact, because there's always a different side of the story. There's always another side of the bridge. And when you come across that person, that's when you end up being the dummy. Because when you're sitting there and you come across those individuals again, or that subject, you will begin to ask yourself that question. Say, wait a minute, this isn't what they told me it was. This is a lie. This is a total lie. You got a person that's stranded on the side of the road, no matter what type of color that they are. But you see this brown skinned guy stop right there in the middle of the highway on the side to risk his life and his safety or whatever his family is to go over there and save that stranded person. And you sitting there dumb driving past talking about, oh my God, I didn't know they had a heart to do anything like that. Well, yeah, idiot, your TV is lying to you and your social construct as well. And then there are plenty of beautiful white women, or white women in general, and all their variations as well, that have ended up with white men because of the so-called dogma and the lies and the stories saying, oh, you know, he's so successful. And they end up being with the majority of them who are abusive, or who is a drunk, or who's been stuck on drugs, or who is actually whopping her around the house and would never open up a door, would never be kind to her, would never treat her with gentleness and with concern. And then when she finds herself getting attached to a brown skinned man, the light switch turns on. You know, she'll say, oh my God, I didn't know black men was so loving. I thought they were abusive. I thought they didn't care about their kids and their family. I'm getting more love from this brown skinned man than my white skinned man. Well, no, duh, because you've been lied to in the story. Now, I'm not telling you that the narrative is always like that. I'm giving you an example as a professor. I'm saying that the minimum and the maximum of the situation there's going to be a few in that diaspora, in that circle, who's going to be contrary to what you've been learned, what you've been taught, what has been programmed in your mind. It's never the whole. It's never the whole. There's always going to be a destruction in the circle of where you think is your comfort zone or your safety net based on the programming of your society. In the end, listen, it's always just a programming to get you as a sheep to think one way. to keep you separated, to keep you biased, to keep you judgmental, or to keep you prejudiced against other kinds or against yourself. When we are all generally brother or sister. You got me? But here it is. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. Had to go on the rant for a moment there. And I'm not going to get too deep into this. All right. So I'm going to leave some stuff out. If you got questions, just deal with the basic that I gave you. You know how Morpheus goes in on it. I'm just giving you the basics, and this is just skimming on the top. So there's no need for you to put any negative comments down there. Okay, you're an idiot if you do. But if you agree, that means you at least understand what I'm saying. That's all I need you to do is comprehend. So let me go ahead and pull this up for you. According to, once again, Do-It-Yourself Dummy, about the abuse, where we always think it's always the man doing it. It's always men that are abusive. I told you about some of these teenage girls. They're being abused by their own kind. And most times they'll never tell you, because usually the mothers are always targeting the boys or men and say, oh, these men are perverts. These men are evil. We can't trust men. Men are always hurting girls. That is, girls of all ages, whether you old or young. Men just can't be trusted. I can't turn my back on these men. I'm not going to let no stranger come into my house. Oh, yeah? But you already let a stranger come into your house when you got this girl having another girlfriend. You don't even think about the other girl. The other girl. Listen, girls are attacking themselves today. Do you understand? Women are their own problem. There's another audio I made. You need to check that out. The audio is called Women Take Things Too Far. Or that was one of the titles. I think the other title, if that's not it, is Women Make Things Bad for Other Women. Y'all need to listen to that. Okay. And you are, again, the narrative again. You're thinking it's men destroying women, or men are monogamous. You know, men are living this patriarchal lifestyle. No, it is your own kind which is destroying you. The same as it can be for red pill men versus blue pill betas. Okay, where us men ourselves got issues with other men who are monkey simps. Okay, so we have to do some wrestling in our own gender, same as you women. But the thing is, y'all don't want to realize that the snakes is in your own garden. Men realized that a long time ago, that we have snakes in our baseball field. Y'all need to realize you got snakes in your garden. The reason that you're having the troubles that you're having in this current generation, your problem isn't men. Your problem is other women. Do you understand? And I told you in my other audios in the past, that when you are not fully together and you're not your best self and you're living a psychological distorted life, you're going to be an anvil and a problem for yourself. You're going to be a virus for yourself and those who are around you. And it can get so confusing. I made an audio just not too long ago with that. I'm not going to come up with the title of what it is, but I know I made an audio that had program confusion. It has something like that in it. Check that out. Program confusion. You are so confused because you didn't deal with that little bitty seed of a problem years ago, and it festered, and now you're trying to point your finger at everybody instead of pointing the finger at yourself because you let it get out of control. At least men are using logic to be able to iron this mess out, but instead we have other genders, other people, other types of mindsets who want to continue the sickness. But let me show you something. Let me read it for you. You can do your own research and figure it out for yourself. I'm reading it right now from the Post. I love it when they confirm it. You know what? I love it. Every audio that I have, just about every audio I have, the news, your social outlet, your environment, you can research it and you can figure it out yourself. Morpheus is correct. I love it when they confirm it. I love it when they confirm my teachings. That just lets me know even more so that this message needs to be shared so we can stop this stupidity. But yeah, some of you don't quite get it because you're still stuck on your blue pill. You still got your finger in your mouth and you I'm an idiot. Check this out. Let me read it for you and bear with me. And I'm not going to make this audio too long. I might have another one after this. I got more confirmation for you. I'm going to read that and make that for you in another audio. But right now, I'm going to keep this simple. When I talk about abuse, again, this is according to Do It Yourself Dummy. And I gave you little references in there. Okay. It says here, let me read it for you. A 14-year-old girl tragically killed herself on the way home from a party after struggling, listen, with bullying. And UK inquest heard. I'm just going to say the first name. Y'all can do your research. Go through your phone if you want to and read the whole story for yourself. Morpheus don't lie to you. Might as well go ahead and say it. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but Yuma Gupta had become upset at the evening in Manchester and was heard saying, "I don't want to be here. I want to kill myself." She told her friends her mom was coming to pick her up, but instead died while walking home on March 2nd, 2019. Did I say 2000 and did I say 2004? Did Morpheus say 2004? Did I say 2018? 2016. I'm reading March 2nd, 2000. Listen, 2019. 2019. That means whatever this, the only thing that slowed or that we're not paying attention to is the fact that the pandemic happened in the 2020 or on the 2020, that specific year. And we're still dealing with some of the remnants of that. That is the only thing that distracts us from these situations, but it is still happening. But because everybody's so worried about getting sick, we're not looking at these details that are actually going on in your country and behind closed doors. You keep thinking your enemy is Lex Luthor or men. Listen, women keep thinking men are the enemy. Men are not your enemy. Men are your savior. Men is your answer. Listen, I don't care whether you like it or not. I can give it about your feelings. Take your feelings, spread it on a pizza, eat it, wait for about 5 hours, and that's your results. That's as far as I care. You understand? Men is the solution. Leading men, strong men, masculine men who are able to lead the way and put logic first is the answer to this BS. But y'all don't want to accept it because you don't understand. The snake is in your garden. Eve is biting on her own arm. Do you comprehend what I'm saying? But let's go further. I'm going to confirm this for you. I don't want to read all of it, but I'm going to do my best. All right. An inquest heard how, I'm just going to say her name, probably wrong again. Uma was, listen, bullied at her school and kept a secret diary, Manchester Evening News reports. In the months leading up to her death, the Paris Wood High School student had made heartbreaking entries in the journal about wanting to die. I hate using that word. I'm going to say pass away. Okay. Let's just say pass away because it's kind of harsh. One in October 2018. She said loved family and friends and asked people not to be upset. Uma, who performed on stage with Ariana Grande at the One Love concert with the Paris Wood Harmony Choir, had been upset by the suicide in distant relative in September 2018. Her family noticed her mood changing and said she was becoming low and withdrawn. In December 2018, she was taken to the hospital by police after being found in the street banging her head against the ground, saying she wanted to pass away. Uma was assessed by psychiatrists in the hospital who found she wasn't at risk of suicide and referred her to a mental services and social services. I'm going to say this. Listen. This is off the record. I'm going to read it. This is what I'm saying as Morpheus. Listen, your psychiatric services and What else are you talking about? Your mental health services and psychiatric services. Let me spell it out for you who don't know how to read. Okay. It's called a family. And it's called having a man there. Having some concern, having some compassion somewhere from a group of people or relatives or, again, maybe a father figure or someone who can guide her along the light. You'll be I'm not going to go too far with this because I can really start. You know me. You know this stallion will start banging the barn, and I got to keep this sound. The stallion got to be calm and start breaking the wood, and the barn's going to start breaking, and there's nothing I can do from that point. Listen carefully. We have a hard time comprehending where our true healing is. We are the healing. We just simply don't care. We don't care to administer what is needed for our young kids or our family at home. This is why I speak the way I do. This is why Morpheus is delivering the red pill, because I try to prevent death. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I am trying to be this brick wall, this steel wall that prevents this stuff from happening should you take the red pill. But you got too many dumb people who don't care. I care. You may not care. I care. I don't know this girl, but I care because one life to me is every life. You understand? And we got to send these people to a psychiatric doctor or some mental health services. No, they don't need mental help. They need people who know how to have compassion. People who are concerned about the issue. You will be surprised that a couple of kind words in a day will change a person's life. There are so many people that I meet off of the streets. I don't know them from nowhere. And because I am kind to them, because I give them a gentle word, because I inspire them, because I pat their child on the head when they walking past, or because I tell them everything's going to be okay, or because I give them open information that can help them about something that have something to do with them, they are able to see that someone in the world is concerned. Someone in the world knows and understands what love is truly all about. And the transformation on their faces when I just approach them and say, hey, how are you doing? How's your day? Oh, it's pretty cold outside, but it's going to be warm eventually and things going to be all right. Well, next week, we're just going to shovel through it, make better plans, and the conversation goes on. By the end of the 15 or 20 minute conversation, this person's life is changed forever. They were once depressed. Before I speak to them, their head is down. They're worried about the economy. They're worried about COVID-19. They're worried about their marriage. They're worried about their future. They're worried about retirement. They're worried about what's going on tomorrow. They're worried about their children. They're worried about life. And when I come along and I'm speaking to them, they're having a very subtle conversation and it's calm. By the end of the 15 to 20 minutes, they are a totally different person. Their eyes have sparkles in their eyes. They're a lot more loosed. They're a lot more kind. They're a lot more capable of laughing, and there's a smile on their face. And then they share that energy with someone else. How much more for a 14 or a 13-year-old child? When they should be a whole lot more easier to adapt to those who are around them, such as adults. But we are so set in our own ways. We are so scared of our own shadow. We don't understand how to share the compassion as we should. And this is what happens. This is what happens. You don't have to always go to a doctor or need some psychiatric help for your situation. Most times it's just a simple mental block because she's been in it for too long. Did you hear what I said? The story goes where she had a journal. She's been in her head for too long. Who allowed her to be in her head like that, to run away to a corner of the earth and never share her pains and her sorrows with nobody? Guess what? Because nobody was there to carry the burden or to be a listening ear. Sometimes most people just want you to just listen to them. Just listen to their burden. Just be there. Even if you're not listening to them, just hum. Close your eyes and pretend like you're listening to them. And that will diminish their labor and their pains. That will give them a sense that at least somebody is trying to understand them. Or if you just nod your head, say, I get it. I understand. I get it. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. Yep. If that's all you say in the whole conversation, that right there will give them some support. It may be vague. It may not be as much, but it's enough to keep them from depression. It's enough to let them know they're not the only human being alive, that somebody understands them. And so the interest of going to their journal or running to the corner of the earth because they feel or they think that nobody cares about them will be less of an interest because they are sharing that pain with someone else. We just don't know how to share the burdens of each other because we're so selfish. I dislike selfish people. I'll let the matrix devour you. No red pill for you. Stay stuck forever. Let me take a drink. Let's get back onto this. It's silly. You got so many billions of people around you and you got to go to one doctor. Are you out of your mind? Think. You got billions of people around you. Billions. And you got to go to one doctor and one hospital to get some help. And you got billions of people who can supply you with what you need. No, you got billions of morons. That's what you got. And scared parents and scared relatives. Oh, I don't know. I'm unsure. No. We're just gonna let this person, gonna let my 14-year-old daughter, our son, just like a turtle, go run into their comfort zone in their shell and make them feel or think as if nobody understands their struggle until they find the day where they can find the highest cliff and jump off of it and want to die because nobody wants to be concerned for their life. Sometimes I got to calm myself down because that's what really gets me pissed off. Now let's get back to the story before I start saying things that's going to really start sounding bad on YouTube. The story goes as Paul Heron, head of the learning at Paris Wood, told the inquest that bullies was excluded and no other reports were made after January 2019. On March 2nd, 2019, Uma made her way to the party after being told by her parents how beautiful she looked. That's another thing that parents got to stop. Yeah, tell your daughters that they look beautiful, which is fine. Okay. But there's more to a little girl or a little boy than their looks. Oh, you look handsome, son. You look beautiful, girl. And give them more props than that. You know, hey, you're doing a good job today. You are so talented. You got skills. You talk great. Wow, you're very smart. How did you know that? You're teaching me. One of these days, you're going to be able to drive this car. I'm going to be sitting in the passenger seat. Something to make them feel good, not just saying, oh, you look beautiful. That's vague. That's like the shallow water stuff. Girls hear that all the time. She's probably been hearing that since she was the age 8 years old. No, cut the BS. Like she's going, oh, because you tell me I'm beautiful, my depression's going to walk away. You know, it's like drinking water. When she gets thirsty, she's going to go to the fountain or the refrigerator and get some water. She's not going to think twice about it. She's never thinking about a water shortage. You get what I'm saying? She's never going to think, oh, we're going to run out of water. No, she's going to drink the water bottle, sometimes waste it, let the faucet run while she's brushing her teeth and never turn the faucet off. She's not going to think about it because girls hear that all the time. And I know what some of y'all thinking, well, I don't hear it all the time. Maybe you're ugly then. Okay, maybe the parents don't want to lie to you. They just, give you another compliment. Oh, I like your shoes. You got your hair done today, daughter. Oh, well, maybe you're ugly, but they don't say that to you all the time. But generally, on a common basis, girls hear it all the time anyway. So it's like drinking water. They don't really give it that what you just said. Okay, so they need to hear other things besides, oh, you look beautiful, because beauty isn't the only thing that women can carry. All right. There's an exterior beauty and there's an internal beauty as well. And apparently she's having trouble with her internal beauty. But let's go further. The parents told the hearing, I assume it was the parents because they said they, so we say parents, told the hearing she seemed happy. Seemed happy. But once at the event, Uma's mood changed, and witnesses told how she started sobbing in the kitchen and bathroom. It was then she left the party, and the tragedy unfolded just before 10 p.m. In a statement, Uma's parents said Uma was always the life and the soul of the party and didn't struggle to make friends. Interesting. She loved life and will be missed by everyone. Well, yeah, y'all always say that. Duh. Okay. She lit up the room. Okay, we're going by this is what we hear all the time. Okay. I'm not trying to be remorseless and heartless, but most times when people pass away, this is what you usually hear. So I'm not going to read it. You know, there's always somebody say, oh, you know, they was great. They were smart. They were kind. They were, you know, they this and that, you know, just praise them and praise them and praise them. You know, they had straight A's and they were just the life of the, yeah. You know, we hear that 9 out of 10 about most times you won't hear unless they were a criminal and they was running from the cops and they got shot in the back or something like that. Most times you would never hear them dousing somebody who passed away. Most times it's always going to be something positive. So we're not going to hear this dumb junk. That's psychology that I'm actually giving y'all today. Not that you don't know it already. Just to let you see how they play games on you. Yeah. Whatever. Let's get on to the story here. So basically getting down here, let me skip all that dumb stuff. The school also has mental health champions. Yeah, sure. Listen, staff trained as mental health first aiders and an ask twice policy regarding pupils' well-being. Senior Coroner Nickel Meadows recorded a conclusion of suicide. He said, I am satisfied that Uma is the only person. What? Why would you be satisfied that Uma is the only person who caused herself harm? This is what I'm talking about. No, one life is every life. Shut your mouth about, oh, I'm satisfied that Uma is the only person who caused harm to herself. But let's keep reading on the second. It says, I am satisfied she deliberately did that. And all the available evidence is that's what she intended. This don't make sense to me. I'm not going to finish reading this because now it gets stupid. Now it just pretty much goes past the particular passage. So we can pretty much cut that out. That just don't make sense right there. Now we get into the stupid place. Okay. But it goes on, and I'm going to read this part to you, that she was being bullied. Okay. The whole story was that she was being bullied at school by a girl who had threatened to stab her. Okay. And it says here that the bully was excluded and no other reports were made after. And guess who the bully was, ladies and gentlemen? I'm reading and looking at this while I'm talking to you to make sure I get all the facts together so I can leave nothing out. Let me read this again. Let me say this again so slow because some of y'all are a sloth. And you should be outside the front door of my academy right now, but I'm trying to be nice to you. She was bullied by a girl, not by a boy, not by a man, not by your so-called, oh, men are such pervert. Nah, woman. No, she was bullied by another girl, like I told you in Do-It-Yourself Dummies. Morpheus is right about what he talked about. Yeah, this may be 2019 and today 2020s and it's going to be 2021, 22. It don't matter what type of dumb programs you come up with your PhDs or your doctorates because you're so slow. Don't you understand the conditions of life is based on outside of your indoctrination called homework? Homework is what we do as a community. You understand? It's one community that supports another person, or one child is everybody's child. You get me? One family is everybody's family. It's not one culture is just, there's going to be nine to six different cultures in this cul-de-sac or this neighborhood. No, we're all one damn culture, whether you like it or not. We are here to support each other. If you don't like it, get the hell out. Don't tell me about what you are. Oh, I'm white. I've got white privilege coming to this apartment. Listen, there's an exit, right? You see that stop sign over there? Go to that stop sign, okay? And you turn left. And you keep on going down that road and don't stop. Don't come back over here, because over here, we don't talk that BS over here. Oh man, I don't like white people, man. I'm black, man. This is all about the black love, man. Black love, black power, man, over here. Black power over here, man. I don't want no white people in my neighborhood. Oh, you see those Mexicans over there, man? Oh no, man. Hell no, man. They trying to take up this apartment complex, man. Listen, you are a dummy and you're blinded by what you're looking at with your pupils and not with your instincts or your mind. It's not about what type of color or type of issue or that you're having. It's about the condition of the sickness that need to stop. And generally, it's about family and it's about compassion and concern. That's what it's about. See, I'm going to tell you how this happens. Years ago, let me tell you about what true empowerment is. True empowerment is not when you go online and you get an Instagram account and you start showing your panties for every boy to see. That's not what empowerment is. Empowerment isn't trying to flaunt and get people to give you likes, because your likes is stupid. That's because you don't like yourself. That's why you won't like so much. Start liking yourself. That's not empowerment. Empowerment is when you really come across the true devil. When your son or your daughter has true self-confidence in themselves, called self-esteem, and they come across the devil, whether in your sight, supervised or not, they're able to say, well, yeah, you're talking about me, but I know who I am and I love who I am. I'm confident in my life. I'm confident that I love myself. If you don't like my nose, that's your problem. If you don't like my hair, that's your problem. If you don't like the color of my skin, that's your problem, because I still love myself. Do you know what gives a child confidence? Do you know what helps a child behave that way and to culminate such as self-esteem? Seeing that self-esteem at home. Mother and father and parents and family and neighborhood and circle of people letting this person know by themselves and by example that all the outside opinions don't matter. That you need to learn how to love yourself and be confident in who you are and enjoy the life that you have, because it's only one life that you got. More and more our teenagers and our people of all ages and all cultures are very sensitive. I told you this before, between the ages of, some of you don't get it, between the ages of, 13 and 17. 13 and 17. I told you when they are 16 years old, they are on a extreme turning point when you can't tell them a damn thing at that age. Between that, before they get 16, they're doing self-discovery. They're trying to figure life out, and they take things very seriously. It's because us adults, we don't take their life seriously. No, we don't. Not enough. Because we don't even take our life seriously. As a matter of fact, we're so stupid, we can't even keep our marriages together. How about that? Oh, Morpheus, you didn't say that. You didn't say, oh, no, I'm going to say something else, too. No, we're such adult PhD doctorate idiots. We don't even know how to get along like adults and create a safe, comfortable, and outstanding and an idolized example of a relationship with our wife or our husband to be able to create a stable vision for our teenagers. let alone try to tell them about what they need to do. How are you going to tell a teenager or your young child what to do and your life is full of bullshit? I mean, be nice. Your life is full of frog droppings. How are you going to sit up here and try to tell, oh, baby, I want you to have good self-esteem. You're so beautiful. You're just kind of, all the boys are going to be after you when you turn 18, but yet you can't keep a husband in your house. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up and you walk away. Walk away. Stop talking. You know what these teenagers do when you get in their face and they're looking at you and daddy's nowhere around? They're going to be popping bubble gums in your face. They're just chewing that. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And as soon as you leave the house and you get into your little ugly Mercedes Benz or whatever you drive, okay, that teenager's going to be like, what the, what they saying? They tripping. My mom's up. She's talking about. Trust me, more. You're talking about, listen, I've been there, done that, been around them, spoken to them, been on the other end of the house or sitting there at a desk somewhere. And as soon as the mom walk away, she'll be standing there. The 16-year-old girl will be standing there, right? And the mom will be like, okay, I need you to do this. You're going to be nice, okay? And make sure that you eat your lunch at this time and call me before you leave. And the mom thinks she's doing right? Trying to, straighten up her shoulders and everything. And I'll be back. Okay, just sit here, chill. And the moment she closed the door, boom. The girl will be like, what the she talking about? I'll be like, damn. And I'm looking up like, what a transformation. I'm like, your mother don't know you talk like that. I don't give a about her. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. What's on? She cared? No, I don't give a about her. This morning she was talking all kind of blah, 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 blah. And then she stopped folding her arm and then she go do her own thing. I don't give a about her. And I'm like, dang, this is your mom you talking about. And she'll say, the daughter will say something like this. You don't know nothing about my mom. You don't know her. You don't know her, Morpheus. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I got to think about it. Like, okay, this is some wild stuff. Wild stuff. And especially some of the boys, generally not all of them. Okay, generally not all of them. But some of the boys do the same thing. No, he's 15, 16 something years old, 17 years old. As soon as the mom walks out, you'll say, what about the dad? I'm going to get on that in a moment. Calm down. Don't get your panties in a bunch over here. I don't play that game. I don't play that. Okay. But as soon as she walk out, he'll be like, oh man, I don't give a I'm like, what? Hey, what's going on? Nah, man, she acting like a bitch today. I'm like, what? What? Do she know do she know you feel this way, that you think this way about her? And he'll say something, well, I don't give a Oh, wow. Whoa, what's going on here? And so that began the research. And everything puts the pieces together. And then when I get a chance to understand the lives of these parents, the lives of us as adults, of what we doing to our teenagers and our kids, it all makes sense. I'm like, they don't respect us. How can, if I was a 14-year-old girl, if I was that 14-year-old girl, and I see the way that the world is today, and I look at y'all as a bunch of buffoon ape morons, I'll be sticking my middle finger up too, all the time. I'll be another Danielle Bergoli 3 times over. I'll be worse than her. They'd have to send me to girls' school all over time because I wouldn't give a I wouldn't, because we're not living by example. We can't even hold down a future for them, let alone trying to say, oh, we need y'all to act like you got some good sense while you're at school. They don't have, listen, these teenagers and these kids are losing their self-esteem and their direction because we're not giving them a sense of quality and a sense of self because of the environment that we've created for them. How about that? Because of the sexual marketplace that we have created for them, because of the future, because of the desensitized over sexualized social media that we've made available for every rat, puppy, dog, and cat. So what is it that they have to look forward to? What do the men have to look forward to? The boys, when they grow up to be men, when they're 25 years old and they seen this teenage girl who was 16 years old flip-flopping on social media and Facebook, and because you moms and dads saying, oh, it's okay, I'm monitoring it. All she's doing is taking a picture of her face. Then she turns 17 years old. All she's doing is taking a picture of her panties and her breasts. All she's doing is just looking at the cameras. At least she's not doing other things. Then she turned 21 years old. Here we go. She turned 21 years old. And you, as a very funny looking dodo, Ralph the dog parent, you're dumb enough to say, well, okay, she took everything off. She got an OnlyFans. I don't know what she do on a Saturday. She don't call me for about 3 months, and then she come back looking all funny, smelling like somebody's. But yet, at least she's not doing it on camera, but I know she's doing it somewhere. I can't tell her what to do because she's 21 years old. And all the while, the boys who are turning to be 24, 25 years old, guess where are they going to be at? Where are they wife? Where is their future potential? What kind of quality did he have? Huh? And then when he finds out that she's been doing all that kind of stuff, how is she going to be a companion to him? And she gave all her cookies, her oatmeals, her her easy bake ovens, her tacos, her burritos, her cakes, her wop bubs to every other guy. What is their marriage going to look like? Just like yours, broken, destroyed. They have low self-esteem and they don't want to be here because this is going to be hurtful. This is not going to feel good. But I'm Morpheus. Y'all are always expecting the wildman. You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. Why? What is there to look forward to when what is here is pig that you have all created or accepted in your environment? So all they're doing is slipping on your droppings. They're slipping on your and you're telling them not to fall on your but yet you know it's That's the problem. And they know it's and they're like, I can't help but slip because I am surrounded by your Do you get what I'm saying? So therefore, the soul that used to be done years ago, the gumption of a future and a possibility. Oh, the future is bright. We have so many things to look forward to. All they got to look forward to is your dumb robots, your computerized technology, your self-driving cars, your dumb phone, your lack of direction, and your broken marriages. Boyfriends and girls who don't know how to get along because they are distracted and don't comprehend what unity is all about because we have not, exampled it or gave them an example of what it is or displayed it before them. So they sliding all over your So what happened is they end up sliding on your eventually. And then now they're like, oh, well, I'm done. I'm finished. And then while they're down on your in their face, here come a bully girl or a bully guy. Oh, you ugly. You don't look good enough. You don't dress good enough. You're not liked enough online. Your hair is too long. Your hair is too short. You're too black. You're too white. Your SMV is too low. Your SMV is way too high. Nobody's going to be with you. No one will take you seriously. You know, pow, boom, gunshots everywhere. Pow, shoot. While they're already on their ground in your I told you before in my audios in the past, I said this specifically. Don't bring a damn child into existence if you don't know the responsibility behind it. And once they are here and you have, listen, I said, if you have access access to them, not if you cannot have access to them. That's a different story. I'm not going to go down that path 'cause I know what that's all about. If you have access to them and you are the guardian of them, that means you're going to have to step up your game and take it to the next level, not send them to some psychiatrist or some doctor all the damn time. Your doctor is a family. Your doctor is compassion. Your doctor is unity. Your doctor is giving the child's future a reason. You don't give it a reason if they can see that they're going to look just like you when they advance. They're going to be just like you when they advance. A broken moron, backwards walking, sliding up the tree backwards individual who can't see the future. They'll be like, hell no, I don't want no part of this bush. No, absolutely not. So any type of straw will break the camel's back. Did you hear what I said? And you know what the doctors would do, or some of the psychiatrists? Give them some pills on top of it. Let's give them some pills. Let's inject them with our poison now. Let's give them even more false programs instead of giving them a family or people with good sense at home. Erase them and replace them. That's what you need to do. Erase them and replace them, and maybe these kids will have a brighter future. Sometimes they're just around the wrong type of people with wrong inspiration. They're not around a big brother or a big sister that can give them the light of their life that they need. Sometimes that's just it. Sometimes the doctor needs to replace the family. Sometimes that is the remedy. And oftentimes, what's really hurtful is that, and I'm going to use this word just for you. I don't use this word here in the academy, but just for you because you comprehend it. My word is expectation. Expect. I use the word expect, but for some of you, too many of you, you use the word hope. Too many times we have more hopeless situations than we do successful situations because we're not advancing as a human race. We are declining as a human race. Do you understand? We are de-evolving, and kids realize this. They just can't put their finger on it. They're not as experienced as you. I was going to say smart, but they're smarter than we are. They just don't know how to put it into context. Most of you anyway, to be honest. No, they just don't have the experience, but they can't put the finger on it. They know something is wrong somewhere. They just can't explain it. So it overtakes them. It's overwhelming too many times. It's overwhelming. So their only idea of success is to leave it all together. Do you comprehend this? They think because of their experience, because of their lack of being able to deal with the stress that you have brought upon them, that they have to slide on every day, that the only way to get out is to get out completely and never come back. Because what type of expectations are we giving them? To expect a life that you've created? Hell no. This 25-year-old can't find him a decent girl, a decent companion after he gets to age 32 and 42, can't find a decent woman to settle down with because they're all on social media. They're all been allowed to flip-flop. And where is he at? And then guess what happens to her? Whenever she gets done, she's saying, I need to find me a good man now. Let me finally find somebody who's going to appreciate me for me. That guy is gone. Either he found somebody else or he's like, no, I'm red pilled. The door's closed. I'm finished. I don't want leftovers. Too bad. No. You got too much baggage, young lady. No way. And you hit the wall backwards, flipped over like a gymnastic girl, gymnastic nasty girl. You hit the wall that way. I'm like, no. And then guess what's going to happen to her? She's at home, miserable. She's at home stuck. She's at home looking like you. No husband. Ooh, no, he didn't. Yeah, I did. He's at home with you with all kind of PhDs and degrees, but no degree in relationship. No degree in stability. No degree in a future. So you guess the 14-year-old girl is going to be like, I don't think so. I'm opting out. No, I'm good. I'm good. No, I don't think so. I can add more to this, but I'm not going to because I got another audio coming for you. There's a lot of loopholes here, and there's a lot of bridges that I wasn't able to mend together just for the sake of saving time. But the whole idea, and I'm going to go ahead and close it here in this Academy of Wowman. Before I do, always remember to like this, get the word out, share it. Of course, you should do that and subscribe to it because this is nothing but empowerment. This isn't for me. This is for you. I didn't talk about Morpheus. I talked about us as a family. Did you hear what I just said? I talked about us as a family, not me as an individual, because to me, one life is every life. And if you comprehend that, you need to be smashing that like button. You need to be smashing that subscribe. And you need to be getting the word out. You got me? So again, this is another confirmation of what I said. Just because you think your technology and your mentors and whatever system that you got going on in your schools and around your PhD idiots, that don't mean it is all the end all and the be all for your so-called sick system in your environment. These things are happening because it starts at home. It starts when that child is 1 year old all the way up to they're 16. And I say that because 17 and 18, they think they're adults. They start changing their perspectives, whether you like it or not. They're going to be one way in front of you. They're going to be another way in front of somebody else. They're going to flip the script on you immediately. You will never know. Oh, they're so kind. I thought they were happy. Remember the story? Isn't that what the parent said? Oh, she looks so happy. That's because you're looking at the outside exterior because you never got a chance to connect with her internally somewhere along the way because you're so smart. Too busy out there. Oh, I got to work all the time. Oh, my God, I got to work 12 hours a day. This is what I do. I got a PhD, so I got things to take care of. So I'm just going to leave my daughter home alone and let her just deal with her own sorrows and depression on her own. Forget going to get a big sister or I get a big brother to inspire her. We're just going to let her suffer on her own. I just don't trust her. I don't trust people around her because they're going to hurt her. Oh, really? So, okay. Guess what she just did? She hurt herself then. Take your pick. Ooh, either be scared of your shadow or do something about it the right way. See, I love throwing your system back in your face. I love it. I love telling you that what you think isn't working. It makes me feel good when I read stuff like this. No, I don't feel good about the situation. Of course, I won't be talking about this if I did. No, I like it when you are proved wrong and Morpheus is proved right. That you need to get your ass together at home and understand what you are dealing with when it comes to your common human beings called family. And children and teenagers, that it takes more than your PhD and your programming. You need to get to the root of the issue and make the services and expand it where you need to be. Take your mistrust and throw it out the window and start reaching out to people to support you and your family and your neighborhood. And you just may succeed and prevail and prevent these terrible things from occurring if you care about somebody else besides yourself. Selfish self. Maybe this will ring a bell to somebody. This is Leon C, aka Morpheus. Stay connected to the Matrix or disconnect yourself and start expanding your mind to the outer reaches of the possibilities. And listen more carefully to my other audios as they will be coming more and more.